Hey everyone, it's Warlock. I just want to show off my smaller scale collection of figures from both Neca and also McFarlane movie Maniacs line. And I'll start from here. Here's the Tooth Fairy, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically what the original monster that was supposed to be for the movie Darkness Falls, and it used to be called the Tooth Fairy. And I'll put the flash on so you could see. Here's the regular version. And I always thought this monster was really cool, that's why I bought it, and I think that's why McFarlane made the line of these toys, even though like it wasn't, nobody saw the movie. This was before the movie was released, so, and that version of the movie was never shown. So I think they thought it was like really cool and was gonna be a big deal, and then they changed the design to something else. And here's the other version. It's a variant, the angry version. And you could see, hopefully it's having some trouble focusing, but that's the version where it shows the Tooth Fairy, all of the teeth she stole from the kid she killed or something like that, whatever the original story was. Saw Darkness Falls a while ago. It was alright, but I think that this monster was way better than the one that they showed in the movie. It was kind of like some old, looked like an old woman or something. And the wings do move, they do flap up and down. In the back, I never took the other one out of the package, but I don't want to spend too much time on it, so I'll just move on to Djinn here from, hold on a second, from Wishmaster. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I really like the detail in it. I don't know what's going on with my camera recently. It hasn't been focusing well. But try some flash. Like the design, the paint job, it's all pretty good. And that little, the jewel he has in the movie is there. And it's pretty good. See if I can get him to not fall down or knock the jewel out of his hand by turning it. See, he has those horns, I guess, in the back, and the bone going down the robe. Really nice figure. So, also have the poster in the back, which I'll get to in a second, because they used to have the older posters were like that, where it was really cool, like a whole I'm not sure how to describe it, like a, you know, like a poster holder that was like pretty, really like cool, and then they switched to, I guess that's cheaper for them to like make one that's just basically a little piece on the bottom that doesn't hold the poster in well, as opposed to one that does. That's a big one that's really nice. It's pretty cool. But moving on to the next figure, Michael Myers from Halloween. And I mean, I like it a lot. It's not perfectly accurate, because I'm not sure if you could pick up on camera or not. But it's kind of like, it has like a blue, the mask, and I'm not sure what they were going for there. If they were going for like, I don't know. It's, I mean, the mask is white, so maybe they were trying to show him what he would look like in the shade or something, like, not in the shade, but in like the shadows, rather, the shade. And His coveralls are really good sculpt. I mean, really good sculpt. I really do like it. I mean, not to say that like the paint job hinders it. It's a pretty decent paint job, and it looks pretty cool, and I like the giant knife. And comes with a pumpkin. Let's see if you can focus a little better. And the poster in the back, of course, as you saw. Pretty nice. And moving on to McFarlane's version of Ghostface. I think this one came out in, when I was reading up about it, I think it said something like 98, 99. And this one is really, it's a really good sculpt. I really like it. I would have to think, but I was about to say, I think it's probably my favorite smaller scale figure that I own out of all of them, because it's just, it's pretty spot on. It's not that far off. I mean, maybe the hood needs to be a little looser like the NECA's, but this one is pretty nice. And it comes with the older style posters, with the older style poster stand that's really neat looking. Really like those stands a lot. I just think they're really cool. Show you with the flash on. It says Ghostface. They also had the original Scream poster. I'm not sure what happened with that, if they only had it on some of them, but I know that other people own them. I've seen it, but I don't know why they didn't do it for all of them. But that's still, getting back to that quickly, it's still pretty cool though. And I'll give you a shot of him with the flash on. Now, one thing I will say, if the camera will focus, not sure if you could see it, but there is a slight nick on the mask, and small nicks all over, even though I bought it brand new recently from eBay. But there's a cell phone kind of hovering in his hand, but it's still cool, you know. Not perfect, but I really love this. It's really nice. Big knife there. I think that's a buck knife or something. I'm not a real knife collector, but I think that's the one he has in the movie. And the sculpt is really good. So, and then we'll move on. These next two ghost faces are from NECA's line. And here's the zombie. A really like phenomenal sculpt on this mask. I think that this is the most accurate mask of Ghostface that's out there for like the smaller scale figures. Really good, but it's a shame that this camera refuses to focus. Wow, I never saw it like that. But you could see with the flash on, you could see all the colors in it, but the sculpt is really good. It's kind of nasty looking, but that's the point. Let's see right there. Can't see it like with your own two eyes, but when you put on the flash, you could see how just nasty that is. And maybe I'll talk about a little gripe that I have. I mean, I like this knife better, but I think this knife is more accurate to the movie. But and I really apologize about the not being able to focus, you know. It's just, I don't know why it's doing that. But one gripe I have is this. It's the half and half one, which it's like half sculpt and half fabric, and I gotta tell you, I don't like it. It's the fabric for one is too see-through. Way too see-through. Maybe on the camera you can't see it, but in person you can, or you could see it a little. It's pretty, you know, I don't know what they were thinking here, if it was just cutting corners or why they did that, but pretty, you know, kind of ruined it in a way. But I did get the other one, the classic, and these are both from, forgot to mention, they're from Scream 4. Just kind of have him there, like holding on to the poster, stalking, kind of a, you know, maybe being stealthy in the shadows. That's what the idea I had for that pose. And I'm telling you that the full sculpted Ghostface is way better than half and half. Pretty, you know, kind of almost ruins it completely, but it's still is cool. But you know, I mean, just go either full robe or full sculpt. Either one's fine. A lot of detail on the boots and the pants and the sculpt, and let's see, I'll turn them, show you guys. Look at that. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. Finally moving on. I mean, I have so many Freddys. I actually just have them all in one place because I just have so many of them and I love Freddy so much. But here's the part 1 Freddy. He's pretty scary looking. Whoops. Either way, he's scary looking, with or without the flash. Really like it a lot. Pretty accurate to the movie and just a real nice figure. And I have him standing next to the furnace. And I have it lit up for you guys. Let's see something. Pretty cool, right? Kind of expensive, but, you know, I don't know. I just thought it could have been a little bit cheaper for how it's made. It's kind of cheaply made, but I don't know, I bought it anyway. It's kind of a must-have because what other time are you gonna are they gonna mass produce stuff like this? You know, the actual environment's not really done. There's the part 2 Freddy. I'll try with the flash off. He's just kind of like lurking behind the furnace, like he was in part 2. And these guys do come with accessories, but I have them packed away, and I don't know, maybe I should have took them out, but I didn't know if anyone would want to see those or not, or they already know what it looks like. So he comes with a different, like, brain head sculpt where he rips his skin off or whatever, that sculpt. And he comes with like a different, the knives that come out of his actual fingertips, but I have him with the glove on there like he was in the movie. And moving on, one accessory I do have because I really like it, and I wish they would have made a bigger scale version of it instead of, I mean, on a puppet scale it's cool, but you know, to have that and to have a regular scale version would be Pretty neat. The puppet from part 3. Pretty accurate to the movie, actually, and pretty good. He has his little stand there, has a hard time standing, that's for sure. It's really hard to get that guy to stand. And this is the part 3 Freddy with the syringe fingers, or whatever you want to call him. Pretty neat looking. And now we have the part 5 Dream Child Freddy. I'm thinking probably one of my least favorite movies, definitely. But you know, I still love all the movies, even ones that aren't as good. But you know, good sculpt, nice paint job, pretty accurate. And this is like the version where he has like the big feet and the long arm, and I just have him holding the baby Freddy there, which that thing is sick looking, I'm telling you. It's pretty awesome, and it has some articulation in it too. And it is just creepy, accurate, really, really cool little accessory there. Really cool. I guess I'll move on to New Nightmare. First, the regular version with the best head sculpt on it, but the other head sculpt I have put away. And it's the other head sculpt is like his eye is like almost like crossed or something. It wasn't painted that well. But this one definitely is the best. There's the regular version. I'll show them off a little bit more. This is one of my favorites, along with like Ghostface. And he has like snakes down there and stuff. I'm not sure if you could see. Some of the paint wore off of it, but I had this one for a while, so really nice looking. Really like the glove too. Has some articulation in it, which is cool, you know. As long as the sculpt is good, I don't really bother with too much articulation. I think it's more important in the bigger figures, but that's just my opinion. Let's see that. Pretty nice. And the book here, it actually has the words, but you guys want to read that? Because I can't see it. Maybe on the camera. Shit, it's not gonna... Wasn't focusing before on big stuff. It's gonna focus on that. This is the Hall of Fame version that I kept in there. And that head sculpt is similar to the one that comes with this one. And it's pretty, you know... It's good. I mean, I'm not like hating on it, but this version comes with like a dirtier hat, and this one is cleaner. That one's just filthy, and I think his hat was clean through the whole movie, so I don't know why to make a battle damage version of the hat, but whatever. And the reason why I got it is found out after getting this one that this one comes with the demon head. Just really cool. I love that movie. That's you know, besides the first one, that's my favorite movie. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And we'll get to the last two Freddys here. This one is the based on the NES game that I'm just thinking. I have my head turned and I'm thinking I never played that game, but I know that he was like red or something in it, all red, because that's the type of graphics that they had back then. I'm pretty old school with gaming, but I don't, I never played it. I played the Jason one though, Friday the 13th, and just getting on to my opinion on it. It's pretty cool, it's nice. I mean, I always think about which ones are my favorites and which ones aren't, and I don't think that this is my favorite, but it's pretty cool. But I can tell you which one is my least favorite, and that's this one right here. Kind of want to sell it. It's the retro Freddy with the real clothes and new leg articulation that they boasted about, but it just like swivels at the hip, and either you can either stand him like this or have him sitting like if he's the Joker or something, pulling a temper tantrum. So that articulation doesn't do much for me, and the sweater's kind of cool, but it goes up way too high to cover the neck, and the fact that it's, no articulation in the neck, and all the other ones have articulation in the neck, and the paint job is a problem. It looks like it started out as a good paint job, and then they just smothered it in black. It's pretty bad. So that's definitely, that without a doubt, my least favorite. That I can tell you. And that's it for the shelf, but I do have a Jason over here, but I kept it in the box. It kind of doesn't go with the rest of the collection because it's smaller scale, like 3-inch. It comes with a lot of stuff, and it was sort of a little bit expensive for how big it is. I mean, if you want like my hand and then where the thing is, I mean, I have big hands, but not that big. It's pretty small. And if I said 3 it's not 3 inches, it's like 4 or something. I don't know. But with the stand, they say, oh, it's 5 inches, but whatever. Like, he has like a pretty cool stand there, but I'm not gonna waste too much time on that. And I think that's all, my whole collection and my opinions on them. So I guess that's it. Take care. If you want, you can like the video, subscribe, leave a comment below. Take care.